Today in Let's Stir the Pot. Let's talk about the situation with the anime industry and AI, or at least what marketing would like to call AI. It's worth noting that it isn't actually artificial intelligence because it's actually more like a fancy and somewhat shitty autocorrect, a text to speech machine, or a copy machine depending on what it's being used for. But it's always good to make certain you're absolutely clear on what you're talking about because literacy rates are fucking plummeting. So, before analysts finally realize that the economic bubble that AI has created is on the verge of popping, let's just clear the air for the next time some brainless CEO tries to figure out how to cut costs and justify their salary by automating the things that have no right to be automated. Nothing I'm going to say here is going to shock anybody who's a creative or cued into creative endeavors, but AI is what happens when people try to take the humanity out of art. They don't perceive the artistic process as having merit and think that they can just have the art created without paying for it. To which you may be wondering, why would anyone want to read, watch, or listen to something that another person couldn't be bothered to make in the first place? Because the point is never to make something interesting, the point is to cut paying creatives out of the process. Unfortunately, we do also know that a fair whack of people are enthralled by the artistic equivalent of jingling keys. They'll happily hoover up whatever slop is presented to them because they either lack the faculties to discern that they're getting slop, or because they've got some sort of idiotic fixation on equalizing, or whatever dogshit excuse they made up this week. The point is that they don't care. Now, here you're typing something like, AI is the future, just get over it, to which I say, kindly go fuck yourself. The AI market is near its collapse, and your extinction burst is just sad. You remember NFTs? That's what you sound like. Several people who should know better in the last few years have also gotten rightfully pilloried for using it. Corridor Digital specifically coming to mind, and that god-awful video game tech demo a few weeks back. And then there was that jet full of shit video and all those anti-black, anti-snap videos that came out for the sake of causing problems, and the let's make dead people talk puppet show bullshit. All this to say that literally nothing good has come from AI-generated video. Leaving aside the fact that chatbots are some sort of sycophantic handjob machines that cause the real-world equivalent of cyberpsychosis to extremely vulnerable people, it's also just astonishingly shit at what it's supposed to do. But the point of the thing is found in what it does. Let me explain. If a program is created that gives unverifiable information and sucks up to the user in the process, the point of it is not to actually give good information, it's to validate the user's mindset. We saw it with Grok because of course we did, because Elon Musk is a pathetic little fuckboy who can't stand the idea that people don't like him, even though literally nobody in the world does. Nobody worth noting, at least. The MBA holding idiots who run companies on very little merit use it to get sucked up to, because these are people who don't get told no very often. Alright, fine. What does all this have to do with anime? Well, in recent months, it's come out that Crunchyroll has been using AI to add subtitles that are, naturally, shit and wrong to its lesser-known shows, rather than bothering to pay translators. Specifically, this was pointed out in the closed captioning of The Banished Court Magician. There's a whole situation here, and there's a much deeper dive into it in an article that I'm putting in the comments and also in the description below. That was the big one, but the show Necronomicon was the proverbial canary in the coal mine on this one. Apparently, its foreign language subtitles were using ChatGPT to translate it, and the proof was right there on the screen. Come the fuck on, people. If you're gonna be a dirtbag, at least be a little bit devious. Like, yeah, okay, that sucks and it's shitty. I canceled my Crunchyroll sub over it, and I want to tell y'all that I had that thing going for years. I want to support the anime industry, but the industry has to support me. And since we already know AI will spit out gibberish without a second thought, I'm happy to go right back to the old ways. But maybe CR would feel the hurt if enough people started canceling subs over it. I did my best. As is so often the case, of course, it got worse before it got better. A few days ago, at time of writing, came the announcement that Banana Fish had gotten an AI dub by Amazon. Now, for those of us who remember getting Hong Kong subtitles on bootleg anime DVDs from the mid-2000s, strange word choice and near-nonsense subtitles are nothing new. But hearing it is much worse. Now, I won't play it here because giving oxygen to it might cause it to breed, but it's real bad. A show called Pet also got one of these so-called dubs, and so did No Game No Life Zero. Even more galling is that No Game No Life already had a dub, so there are voices for the characters already, they just had to bring them back. Further research revealed that there were Latin American Spanish-language AI dubs of Vinland Saga, High School of the Dead, and a few others in the Amazon roster and had been for some time. And as ever, apologies to the Latin American world for not raising a fuss about this earlier. I'm led to believe that a few AI dubs of K-dramas made it down there before getting rightfully pilloried, so go take it to them, man. Now, I'm sure there are some bellends out there who are asking why this matters at all. Well, for starters, Bible Black's dub is about 10 times more characterful than this shit, and at least that sounds interesting. It still sounds like it was made by people who live on the moon, but, at least it sounds like it was made by people. Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged has better qualities, and that was a bunch of goofballs with barely functional Xbox microphones. And you know what all of these were made with? Human hands, human eyes, human ears, and human hearts. Somewhat misguided, maybe, but at least somebody was putting effort into it. That doesn't mean it won't suck at the end of the road, but someone didn't just have a robot make it for them as a cost-saving measure. I'd rather watch something not land when it was made by a human than watch a perfectly generated thing made by a robot. One of the main features of Dune is that sometime in the distant past of that universe, something called the Butlerian Jihad happened that wiped out all the computers past a certain point. I have never more fully understood why that happened until these last couple of years. Now, yes, there is a happy outcome to it, which happened literally as I was writing the video. Enough backlash and outcry did get Amazon to take down the AI dubs they had so far, but we have to keep pushing back against it. We need human hands making entertainment for human beings, not just for suits who want quarterly numbers going up. Keep pushing. Don't stop naming and shaming these AI-using companies. And especially considering that no one but Amazon actually signed off on this might be the headshot to this particular way of doing things, God willing. Folks, they are desperate to force people to adopt AI. They want you to use it so they can rip away creativity. They want you to use it to make objective reality not matter. They want you to lay down at the slop trough and drown in it. They want you to offload your thinking to a robot, but whoever programmed that robot always has an agenda, to say nothing of the massive environmental collapse it's causing, all the cancers and devastation to low-income communities it's causing. You're already full of microplastics from what these rich dickheads are doing to us. Why let them take away your brain, too? Make bad art. God knows I did, and look where I am now. Hell, look at, well, Anyway, learn processes. Enjoy the ride there. In a world that expects fast-paced, instant gratification, learn to slow things down and do things that are fun for the sake of doing them. Using AI shortcut is offloading the mental load and getting a slop product just to have it. It's like getting a bootleg figurine because it's cheaper, then the eyes are all fucked up. But look, even a bootleg figurine has some value in its derpiness. If you want something created, a book, art, videos, pay for it or do it yourself. Either or is better than some circuit-crossing, diode-blowing dimwittery that some AI is going to create. So much of the 21st century is so artificial. Overly clean, super polished, crisp, ultimately soulless. Fuck, even our porn is super buff to shit and shiny. It's freakishly wrong and it has nothing human about it. You want to be punk rock, you want to be a rebel, have a soul, get messy, get ugly, and do something with your own two hands.